Hello everyone, welcome to Fun to Learn. This is Aditya from Fun Academy, and today I have brought to you a module regarding our own human body. We will be learning about a very extraordinary system which takes the responsibility of the transportation of everything in the body. Yes, you guessed it right, it is the circulatory system. So without wasting any further time, let's begin with the topic. The circulatory system by Fun Academy. So the learning objectives of today's module are the structure and function of the heart, arteries, veins, capillaries and other blood vessels, double circulation in the heart, and Yes, so the blood vessels. What is a blood vessel? Blood vessels form a complex network of conducting tubes that carry blood throughout the body. So let's look at the first type of blood vessel, that is an artery. An artery carries oxygenated blood from the heart to the entire body. Then we have vein. A vein carries deoxygenated blood from the body to the heart. And then we have capillaries, and these are the branches of the arteries and veins which reach out to each and every cells to deliver the products. So now let's look at some exceptions to the blood vessels. The pulmonary blood vessels. So a pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood unlike a normal artery from the heart to the lungs for oxygenation, and a pulmonary vein, unlike a normal vein, carries oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. So now there must be a confusion that why not name pulmonary artery as pulmonary vein as it carries deoxygenated blood, and name pulmonary vein as pulmonary artery as it carries oxygenated blood. So here is the logic. The logic is, if the blood is carried from the heart to the body or the other organs, it is called an artery. So here the pulmonary artery, unlike taking deoxygenated blood, it is taking the blood from the heart to the other parts, that is the lungs. And the pulmonary vein, which takes blood from the other organs, that is the lungs, to the heart. Moving on, we have valves and its types. So what is a valve? A valve is a muscle which is intended to prevent backward flow of the blood in the heart. So there are 4 valves of 3 types located in our heart. The tricuspid valve, which is located between the right atrium and the right ventricle. The bicuspid valve, which is located between the left atrium and the left ventricle. And there are 2 types of semiluna valves, which the first one is guarding the aorta and the second one is guarding the pulmonary artery. We will be looking at all these terms closely in the next slide. So now let's have a look at the internal structure of our heart. So the heart is enclosed with a protective double layered membrane called the pericardium. The space between the 2 layers of the pericardium is filled with pericardial fluid, which protects the heart from shocks, jerks or any mechanical stress. The main function of the heart is to receive and pump the blood, right? Internally, the heart is divided into a left and a right portion by a membrane called septum. This left and right portion is further divided into 2 more portions, and thus the heart has 4 chambers. So this is the right auricle or the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left auricle or the left atrium, and the left ventricle. So what is an atrium or an auricle, and what is a ventricle? The auricles are the two upper chambers of the heart. They are called the receiving chambers as they receive blood from different body parts. They are smaller and have thin walls. The ventricles, on the other hand, are located below, and they are known as the distributing chambers as they pump blood into lungs and the blood vessels that distribute the blood to all parts of the body. Ventricles are bigger in size and their walls are thicker, elastic and muscular to efficiently pump blood to different parts of the body. Now, the tricuspid valve. As we have already seen what a valve is, the tricuspid valve is located between the right atrium and the right ventricle, and it consists of 3 flaps or 3 cusps. Therefore, it is named as tricuspid. Then we have the bicuspid valve, which is located between the left auricle and the left atrium. It is called bicuspid because it has 2 flaps or 2 cusps. And there are the 2 semilunar valves, which are known as semilunas because they resemble like half moons. Moving on, we have the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. These are the 2 main veins which bring deoxygenated blood to the right auricle of the heart. So the superior vena cava brings the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body, and the inferior vena cava brings the deoxygenated blood from the lower part of the body. Then there is the aorta, which is the main artery consisting of 3 divisions. It pumps out the blood to the entire body. And we have the pulmonary artery, as we already know its function, and these two, the 2 vessels are the pulmonary veins. Moving on, now let's have a look at the sinoatrial or the SA node. So this SA node is located at the upper corner of the right atrium. The heart is a muscular organ made up of specialized muscles called cardiac muscles. These muscles are continuously contracting and relaxing, and this contraction and simultaneous relaxation is a result of an electrical impulse which originates in the node called the sinoatrial or the SA node. It is responsible for setting up a rhythm, that is the beat of the heart. It is also called as the natural pacemaker of the heart. So its function is that it is the natural pacemaker. It creates electrical impulses and creates the beating sound of the heart. So what if somebody's sinoatrial node is not functioning well? So sometimes a mechanical device called an artificial pacemaker is placed surgically in humans if their SA node is damaged or if the electrical conduction system of the heart has problems. So moving on, we will look at the blood circulation of our heart now. First, the deoxygenated blood comes through the vena cavas into the right atrium. Then it goes through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle, and then into the semilunar valve to the pulmonary artery. Then it goes to the lungs through the pulmonary artery for oxygenation or purification. After it is oxygenated, it comes back to the heart into the left atrium. Then it goes into the left ventricle through the bicuspid valve, and then it goes into the aorta through the semilunar valve, where it is distributed into its 3 branches, and then blood is supplied, oxygenated blood is supplied to our entire body. Now let's have a look at the blood vessels of the heart. We have first the superior vena cava, which brings the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body. It is the main vein with the inferior vena cava. Then we have the coronary vein. They bring back deoxygenated blood from the walls of the heart and pour it into an opening in the right auricle. Then we have the inferior vena cava, which is also the most important vein, and brings the deoxygenated blood from the lower part of the body. Then we have the walls of the heart. We have the aorta, which is the main artery and has 3 divisions, and it pumps the blood into. It is the most powerful artery as well. It pumps the blood through the entire body. Then we have the pulmonary artery. We already know its function. We have the pulmonary vein. Again, we know its function. Then we have the pulmonary trunk. It arises from the right ventricle, carrying deoxygenated blood to the lungs for oxygenation. It is the part where the pulmonary artery branches and goes to the left and the right lung. And we have the coronary artery. It is the blood vessel that distributes oxygenated blood to the walls of the heart. Even heart requires oxygen, and it is a branch that arises from the aorta. And yes, next we have double circulation. As you might have observed, throughout one cycle of circulation, the blood passes through the heart twice. So therefore, the circulation of the blood throughout the heart is known as double circulation. So let's see how is it double circulation. The circulation between the heart and the lungs is known as pulmonary circulation, and the circulation between the heart and the other organs except for the lungs, that is the entire body, is known as systemic circulation. And throughout this process, as the blood passes through the heart twice, when both of these processes complete, the circulation of blood is complete. And yes, we have completed today's module. I hope you enjoyed the video and have understood about the functioning of the most important organ of our body. Stay tuned for the further sessions. We'll meet you there. Thank you.